Archaeodeath with Professor Howard Williams, bringing the past to life, just in time for its own funeral.
Hi Archaeodeathlings, and it's Howard Williams here again. 3 months ago I did a short video explaining why I was giving a quick hiatus to my YouTube channel because of ongoing uncertainty regarding my job. In other words, on the 1st of April, on the Thursday evening before the Easter break, I received a notification that my job was at risk of compulsory redundancy, and this was something obviously my union, the UCU, have been valiantly battling against, and I decided soon after that with colleagues to publicly campaign in response to this at-risk notice, not only because archaeology and heritage programmes and staff matter for the future of our country, our culture, our society, our many different interleaving career opportunities, not only because I love my subject, but also because here at the University of Chester we have pioneered over the last 13 and a half years that I've been here, and also before that, some really rich and distinctive programmes. We've fostered students who might otherwise not have been in archaeology or not have had the experience of a university degree in the subject, and this seemed a direct threat not only on some of our colleagues' jobs, but on the continuation of our programmes and our excellent teaching and research. So as a result of that, very soon afterwards we set up a WordPress blog, we set up a Twitter account and Facebook account, and we lobbied for external support and we got a lot of support via those different channels, including some behind the scenes, I can't name them, but a range of leading experts in the fields of archaeology and heritage, and TV celebrities as well, wrote in to our senior management to warn them against this detrimental move. And in addition to that, we had a range of a vast support for us on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook. Our Twitter page now has over 3,000 followers, and therefore it's almost coming up to double the size of our department Twitter account. The WordPress site we populated with project pages as well as posts about the latest news with our campaign, but also stories about our graduates and our current students and the experiences they've had, and also posts showcasing new fieldwork projects, lab-based research and desk-based research that we're doing, as well as our teaching innovations. So in other words, we set up a digital presence to not only campaign against redundancies, but also to enhance the public's knowledge of where their taxpayers' money is going in supporting us in our work, and we think we do superb work. So I think that was an important thing for us, but also it was very important, I think, for the sector moving forward to understand that Chester has arrived as a powerful voice and a distinctive presence in the UK and the global heritage and archaeology provision at universities, but also to allow people to voice their broader concerns for the discipline and its future. We're at a time, let's face it, when there are multiple attacks on heritage and archaeology, of the study of the past, and debates and conflicts over the meaning of the significance of the past in our present day. We see a government that doesn't pay attention or doesn't seem to consider archaeology and heritage a priority, when our nation is more divided than ever, more confused than ever about the significance of the human past. We have a government and also a society that seems to be turning its back on protecting that historic environment, and seems to be wishing to see archaeology in the commercial sector, in museums and in universities and in local government, merely as red tape, things that get in the way. And rather than understanding the rich stories that we tell and the new stories we tell about our past that informs our present and are relevant to future generations. And in the UK academic sector, we do seem to see a complete lack of understanding by managers, not by other academics, of the value of our subjects. Geographers, archaeologists, English literature, English language specialists, We all have sociologists. There's so many subjects that connect into archaeology across the hard sciences, the social sciences, and the humanities and arts. And so archaeology is a wonderful subject that links together with all these other subjects. And those other academics understand why we're important, but senior managers don't seem to get it. And while there are voices saying that that's our fault, that we failed to narrate that story, I would contend that actually it's not the case. We have been very clear about our disciplines, parameters, our foci, and our relevance in society. And it's really the managers who haven't realised what's been going on over the last 50 years as archaeology has burgeoned and developed as a subject of global importance, and UK universities produce archaeology specialists and heritage specialists who are writing and researching, teaching and training across the globe. So my point is, this was a moment that mattered for us in Chester for our jobs, but also for a broader set of narratives and threats we face in the UK and globally about the future of archaeology and heritage as disciplines. Okay, so that's why we started to do campaigning. Also because we were given no rationale, there was no warning, and it was at the end of a pandemic year where we'd been working literally double or triple our usual amount to support our students to deliver our research, and this was a personal and collective slap in the face by management. They didn't give us warning, they didn't give us a clear rationale. So that's why we started campaigning in early April to defend our jobs, but also to highlight the importance of archaeology and heritage on a national and international stage. I was warned not to. I was told that I would get into trouble with my institution, who may not believe in free speech and may not respect my expertise. The fact that they put us in this situation suggests there was a disconnect there. I was warned, therefore, not to make any trouble, not to make any voices. But I thought it was very important that not just for myself, but also for my colleagues and also for the broader sector, that I speak up as the professor of archaeology at Threat, that I represent others in a similar situation, and also to represent my past students, my current students, and my potential future students, to give them the opportunity to learn about what the university has been planning. So things went forward very slowly. There was a lot of internal division. We've had some unhelpful and interventions from management themselves, but also other academics in the university. It's been a bit of a divisive and ugly time, but also I would say it has been ultimately a successful campaign because we have won through. I must say we've been helped in a sense by the perils also faced by other departments, particularly the ongoing threat of closure at the University of Sheffield, which was my undergraduate department. So I feel very strongly about defending Sheffield as well. I say helped in the sense that the peril of Sheffield further amplified the broader threats. We were very much the first up, although other departments have been facing threats in previous years. We, however, benefited from the collegiality and solidarity of threats at Sheffield, but also elsewhere in the UK HE sector affecting other subjects, including at London South Bank, Aston University, Liverpool, Kingston University, and Leicester University, perhaps the most prominent of them all. So we see a situation where we're all under threat, not only in the humanities, but across subjects that critically engage with the human past and human cultures. It's something that certain forces in our society want to stamp down on any engagement with certain topics. And that is a really disturbing thing. That's why you need to all keep attention and aware of what's been going on in UK higher education, and to support that where you can, the various different campaigns going on, and the UCU leading the way to support individual academics, groups of academics that have been under threat. But what's happened with us? Well, after 3 months of campaigning, there's been obviously internal processes I can't talk about going on, individual consultation meetings, individual negotiations with the union. But at the end of the day, as of Friday, almost 3 months after we were initially told we were at risk, we were told we were no longer at risk. And management have said this is because of their own ability to adapt and to take on board changing circumstances. But in actual reality, it's been our campaigning. We have, I think, convinced the university that we are a valuable asset for our students and for our institution, and we are going to continue to double our efforts. We've wasted 3 months, I see it, wasted 3 months filling out paperwork, lobbying just to keep our jobs rather than doing our jobs, and it's been incredibly disruptive personally, as for families, for colleagues, and for friendships. And it's been, I mean, my research and teaching, I got through it all despite everything at a time when I was a bit sick from it, directly from it, but I'm okay now. But moving forward, we've got to pick up the pieces individually and collectively and plan to promote our programs, to promote our exciting teaching and research. Now, we are going to do that, and we are going to do that well, because we have been doing it well for so long. And actually, in many ways, the broader campaign has been a positive thing, because it's made people aware of who perhaps we hadn't hit their radar before, of the kind of work that we've been doing. So moving forward, I'll still be back on YouTube doing my Archaeodeath interviews and talks. I've scheduled some throughout the whole summer of interviews with some exciting new and established experts in heritage and archaeology of death and memory. And I'll also be doing my own presentations. I've got to get back and work on the Offa's Dyke Journal, Volume 3, which I'm editing with doctoral researcher Liam Delaney, and that needs to come out this year to meet my schedule. I've got the 5th Student Conference proceedings to pull together on the theme, the public archaeology of treasure, which is going to be very exciting to finish. And I've got the collected works of the late Professor Di Morgan Evans to edit and publish too. In addition to that, I've got research projects I'm doing on linear earthworks and also on early medieval death ritual, as you might be unsurprised to hear. And I will be using my WordPress blog and my social media feeds and this YouTube channel and TikTok as well to kind of engage people publicly with that those works. But behind the scenes, I'm trundling on, trying to pull together and keep my core job going, so that I can also do all this public engagement. And of course, if I can't keep doing that that core job, I won't be able to keep up to date my understanding and my engagement with these broader issues. So I want to thank you all for your support, and many of you who are watching this video will have written into us or supported our petition, which I forgot to mention. Our wonderful petition got over 6,600 signatures and thousands of comments, which we put on the Archaeology Chester WordPress blog in support of the campaign. And many of you will be aware of the important work we do. Now, it doesn't mean that everything we do is perfect and that everything I've done in the past is perfect, but it's about we are here and dedicated to supporting our colleagues in other sectors, in the government sector, in commercial, in museums, in the heritage world, to supporting our students and their learning and their engagement, both at undergraduate, masters and postgraduate research level. But also we want to be here for the future, individually and collectively, to do our teaching, our research and our public engagement as well. So thank you very much for your time, your patience listening to this short ramble. I will obviously not be doing this kind of video again. Back last year, you can watch back and see some of my monthly reviews. I'm not going to, I stopped that in January, but occasionally I will drop in with occasional one-off little rants or rambles discussing particular aspects of my work and my job. At least I'm back in my wonderful office for a while. I can have some access to this, and I hope that this gives me the opportunity to continue to do my work rather than being stuck in a corner of a garage or in the corner of a spare bedroom, as I have been for much of the last year and a bit. And I hope being able to access my office, my resources, use the space to record videos and convey information will also help. So you'll be hearing more of me on social media, but remember that behind the scenes, me and my colleagues are busy trying to pick up the pieces after this 3 months of a debacle of a process with poor rationale, going nowhere, and we clearly have a strong and bright future here for myself and my colleagues if we don't face any more of this nonsense in future academic years, because it takes up so much of our time and so much of our endeavours, lobbying and working against our own bosses, so to speak. We'd rather they worked with us so that we can deliver the excellent teaching and research that we do so well. So that's an awkward topic for a video, and but I hope that you understand this has been very difficult and challenging, and hopefully you'll get some more coherent information about the human past and its significance in the present, particularly focusing on death and memory in future videos. So enjoy, subscribe to this channel, enjoy the remaining videos I've set up through the summer, and back in the autumn I'll come back with some of my standalone content to give you some more presentations on Archaeodeath. Thank you.
Follow Archaeodeath on WordPress, or you'll never learn.